The idea that magic, white or black, exists in today's ultra-modern world may seem far-fetched, but nevertheless, magic does exist. I know because I am a conscious practitioner of white magic, and I know many other white, a few black magicians in the world, past and present, who understand and use the law or the principles of nature to produce magical effects in their very own world and in our collective earth planetary environment. Namaste, namaskaram. Magic is the superordinary knowledge and subtle use of the elementary laws of nature. The magician knows that all of vast creation and our entire universe is an eternally vibratory and entified structure. Creation is made up of sentient, vibrating, living entities of various grades and myriads of unique hierarchies of life. The magician knows that all visible or invisible substances matter. Mass or energy, by law, simply expresses a vibratory form, a formula, or a number, or a combination of forms or numbers of life. A magician, white or black, is thus a man or a woman who knows how to use the leverage of a greater form or the living vibratory aspect of life to influence and offset effects of an offending lesser form of life. Does it matter if we say that the magician uses a greater law of life to offset a lesser law of life? We could use the word principle instead for law, and principle are equal or synonymous terms. Words often tend to obscure and confuse. All ideas lose purity or clarity when lowered into form, are limited within the inscribing in walling confines of concrete intellect, intelligentsia. White magic is described often in Bibles of the world. Yes, Master Yeshua, you may know him as third density Jesus, but fourth density master alchemist Yeshua, demonstrated it many times. The saints have all healed and aided many through magical means. The wise men from the east, or the magi, were white magicians in the truest sense of these words. Magic is older than time. Great adepts hold and pass on their occult knowledge to all human-bearing planets in the universe. Our knowledge of the mysteries of life antedates the recent formation of our planet Earth by thousands of eternities. All nature expresses itself as duality. White and black magic are simply reflections of the dual streams of life, building or destroying form. These two primary streams of energy, which are opposed to each other, are expressed in two unique types of motion, centripetal and centrifugal. Centripetal and centrifugal force, toward and away. Involutionary and evolutionary, inward and outward, etc. The effects of these two motions show differently as destroying or building, or as separating or fusing the form or forms of life around them. White magic loves, evolves, and builds. Black magic hates, involutes, and destroys. Once the magician has learned the few great laws of nature, he or she can accomplish all kinds of seeming miracles. At this exact moment in time in human bodies on earth, there are magicians who can demonstrate every conceivable kind of mind over matter control that you or I can imagine. This includes telepathy, teleportation, psychokinesis, levitation of the body, psychometry, clairaudience, clairvoyance, and the like. All of these, no matter how impossible their magical feats may seem to the teacher or student of academic sciences, show in the daily miracles that occur constantly around us, performed by these astute, adept, white or black magicians. In fact, these occurrences are even being proven under strict, carefully documented, and scientific laboratory conditions. For an average person, our world teems with mysteries. Nonetheless, certain daring individuals have solved many of these secret laws of nature, unearthed by themselves to further the speed and breadth of their own evolution, and keep constantly busy aiding the further evolution of their own kind. What is the difference between a white magician and a black magician, you might ask? The white magician works with evolution to build up, integrate, and unify individuals, groups, and nations. The black magician works for her own selfish ends and destroys, separates, and divides individuals, groups, and nations. Both white magicians and black magicians follow the exact same preliminary training course. Both pass out of the Hall of Ignorance, where the average humanoid resides, and through the Hall of Knowledge. The same book of knowledge is also carefully read, pondered, and applied. When the aspirants to magic gain a major control of their own etheric, astral, and mental body, she or he then becomes a conscious initiate of the third degree. She or he is faced with a major decision: to traverse the right-hand path or the left-hand path, or to become a white magician or a black magician. A choice of the left-hand path, and she or he becomes a black magician. Therefore, they abide in the Hall of Knowledge until the planetary form of which they are an integral part, our planet Earth in our case. Then their self is soon disintegrated and body mass is duly returned back into the reservoir of substance or mass in that planetary and solar system. The aspirant who chooses the right-hand path to become a conscious white magician then enters the Hall of Wisdom for further training. There he or she takes a strenuous course, finally to become a master magician, a conscious master of wisdom, an initiate of the 5th degree. As master magician, they may choose to work with planetary systems throughout the universe, but if not, they pass out of the influence of our planet Earth and out on one of 6 select paths in consciousness, leading out of our solar system and into cosmic realms. The white magician continues upward, inward, and onward, upward, inward, and onward, upward, inward, and onward, to greater expansion and self-realization until finally God consciousness becomes once more their own divine perspective. I pray this video series on black magic and white magic will bring interest, knowledge, and perhaps some even minuscule bit of magic, of unending joy into your divine existence on earth. So be it, and so it is. Namaste. Namaskaram.